looks like they're turning their attention mid.
Yeah. They do have the wall with Cruz. You could use that to potentially either mid-split or go all the way up towards A, but they opt to go down the orange lane.
It seems like they've gotten a good bit of room to work with so far. As they've gotten onto site, wall goes up, Spike should go down shortly thereafter.
That's a deep wall.
It is. Whoa! Well, wall's not going to protect that. 2 massive kills out of Sushi Boys. Crashy's trying to trade it back. As OpTic try to figure out how do they get back in this thing, and Crashy's is doing his best of it, but perhaps Surf can be the one that keeps things back.
There's a flank.
13 HP, no, he falls. Oh, man. Oh! Well done. Well done.
It feels like they're shooting them from every single angle on the map.
And the flank was there, right? Like, it looked like they had what they were doing, but wise game sense out of OpTic to nip that in the bud.
Yeah, well, XERXIA ends up coming through with all the different angles, the flanks, and that deep wall that I was talking about. So good at. And that can get them a lot of advantages and a lot of information early. So this first gun round will be a great example of that, to see how they spread the map.
Oh, boy.
Again, that's another time where Ye gets caught unaware of a close angle when he's trying to go for these aggressive pushes.
Yeah, you're trying to get a little spicy with it. Caught on the retreat. We'll see if Finesse has better luck as he's worked his way.
There's more than just Finesse here.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got Victor and Marv too. Marv falls and there's no trade. He doesn't peek off of it. Neither does Finesse.
Surely you're not expecting the rest of that, right? Yeah, look at Finesse.
So is this the idea the entire time, to get this quick flank down, but to trade Marv's life for that? And there's an alarm bot in place too, so this really doesn't get anything.
No, it really doesn't. What would have potentially been a worthy sacrifice just kind of becomes neutered. Cruz gets a spike down. It's going to be a 3v5 to try to retake the site here. Yeah, and Finesse ain't having anything to do with that.
Player standing.
This is Balla. This is looking clean.
Yeah, it is. Last time we saw OpTic against the guard on Icebox, things started out pretty good as well. And there's
What?
What?
What was that?
But still plenty of time, and with that advanced drone, they actually take the yellow lane.
Off the flash, Marv swings out. Gets one, looking to find a second, not able to do so. Ye with the operator still in play. As he dances around back yellow, seeing if anyone's going to be bold enough, brave enough to give him a little bit of skin to look at.
Could happen.
Oh dear. Well, that worked out quite nicely.
Yeah. That was an advantageous situation for Surf there. So thankfully things even out, but early on, Marv stuck in that advanced white position. Very, it's the same thing that happened earlier on when he peeked mid, right? He's no traded. There's people here in position to be able to do that, but they just don't.
Big kill out for Ye with that operator, and now XERXIA off that, finding the adversity resistance really for the first time all map. Now they find themselves
oh my god!
in a pretty brutal number spot, and it just went from bad to worse. My goodness. That Ye guy. Yeah, he's good.
That was nasty. How fast that was, man. Wow. And intricacy at the end of that round. They actually droned late, crashed these all the way up tube, and that gives all the confidence for the players to continue to fight all the way up towards yellow, where Ye eventually gets those kills as well. Look at this. Jeez.
That drone, nice. Drone gets cleared out. Crashes though. Oh, he did get the tag. The Hunter's Fury takes care of Cruz. Not going to spot anything else.
That's the wall. That's very important if you're wondering why he opted to go for that. Obviously, against the drone tag, you want to go for those unless it's the jet. Another peek in mid. Scary wins it.
Wow.
And he's backed off all the way, too. That pulled a little bit of rotations over towards mid. Marv's going to counter-challenge.
Creeping his way forward again, but this time it's Scary who's playing a bit back. And again, they have the turret. Got ways to shore things up. Sight has been lost to XERXIA. Ye doesn't land the op, but the Headhunter seems to do just fine.
The turret went down.
Yeah, 3v2 now. Spike ticking away. You still have Marv going on this long burn.
Yeah, he's very low HP.
He's so weak, but you're not expecting Marv, right? You're not expecting Marv. Spots one, cleans him up. Nice shot out from Ye. Third on the round. OpTic gets it too.
And that's the op from Ye. He saved it through. That actually Victor has a no command, and if they do that, Viper Wall will fall and Cruz on the other side of the map. He couldn't even provide the barrier orb.
Look at how far up he is and how much it's drawing rotations over from OpTic, right? There were 2 already that way in the name of Ye and Crashies. Now you've got Victor, who's joined the party as well, and XERXIA walking right into it, Balla.
Left.
Really slow to break this wall, too, so they can't counter-challenge super fast with the Crashies. Just have the shocks.
That hurts.
Oh, blocked by the line of sight.
Nice shot out from Cruz to drop Crashies. You heard the null command come through. As Cruz continuing to try to anchor the site, to try to hold OpTic back, and he seems to be doing so rather admirably, of course, until you run into Ye. Marved on that flank again. We've seen this before. Ooh. Perhaps a slightly different outcome. Crispy shot out from Scary.
Again?
Yeah, I mean, but what do you do?
The crazy part, though, is both of these instances where you save the op, he has his tour de force, right? They're receiving it very, very well. And each time you lose these rounds, it starts to get even worse for you. There hasn't been an eco round on XERXIA's side at all.
Yeah. Money to the moon, as we mentioned. Different approach here out from Marv as he uses the Viper's Pit to B. XERXIA not seeming to mind the approach as we see the tour de force. The tour de force is working. He's already got 4 as a chance. And 1 more. I mean, you give him the ace, right? If for nothing else, and for feel good. But Fox stops it.
Well, there was some whimsy there. One by one.
For us. Yeah. But worked out from OpTic, right? Like, Ye gets online, the tour de force does its thing. It's back in the operator in his hands. And honestly, Balla, you look at that round, and that's why, like, you understand why they're so hell-bent on making sure that he has that weapon or the operator in his hand.
Yep. Well, this was a... And Ye could immediately shut it down.
Yep, so far, so good. No drone, no nothing. Ye just with the opener. Gets challenged again, has to give the space up. But he keeps the op in play.
Yeah, important part. They pushed him off, but Marv's on the back. There's a flash from Victor, and he gets the kill.
Lockdown's through. Nothing really to counter it back, so they have to give the space up.
They don't know Surf is deep. Look at this. They don't know he's here.
Oh, and he lands 1. Repositions, waiting, anticipating the flank, and it was there. Looking for the challenge, takes care of Finesse, tries to go up top, falls. It's just Sushi Boys alone in this 1v2. Spike not down. But he's got, actually, he doesn't have a ton of time or health. For that matter, as OpTic get to 4.
And the final round of the half. Look at the presence that OpTic has. And this is because XERXIA has been completely ignoring. Once again, another tag. But Marv, he's getting aggressive.
My goodness, and it's working just fine. Clean round out from OpTic. Maybe I've spoken a bit too soon. Numbers advantage for OpTic, though, still. Sushi Boys and Scary left alone.
They can't let Scary actually get an ult down here. If they do, things get much harder for OpTic, and they're actually going all the way back towards A, and he will get that ult down. So how to clear, because Crashies has to wait for his dart to come back, and it should sometime throughout this period. But they get the ult, and that makes things a lot easier. Remember the last time I talked about how switching sites would be a death sentence? Maybe it was, after all.
We've also got Victor with his ultimate. You hear the spikes start to go down, and there's the Viper's Pit, as you mentioned. All countered back.
No mollies available to slow this down.
Sushi Boys playing down in hell, not understanding there's somebody literally right above him, and it's Ye with the operator. Oh, it's almost like he knows. It's just Sushi Boys alone, and Sushi Boys falls. Ye, he was there all along to clean things up. Plan B out from OpTic. There's the turret. Gets popped almost instantly. The shock dart, a little bit of everything thrown its way.
The knife missed.
If you're Sushi Boys here, you're kind of okay with giving up the space, right? The Nano shows up a little bit late, but you understand you've got reinforcements that are on the way, and perhaps that can be enough to tip the fight back in their favor. First Headhunter shot misses, second, third does as well, as the clip runs dry. And that is enough for XERXIA to creep their way forward. The tap, and that's enough for OpTic to swing out, and Crashies gets 2 massive kills. Marv gets 1 on top of that. As Scary's left alone in the 1v3, too many targets to look at, not enough time as OpTic take the pistol.
So, not in time, doesn't delay enough. His team is coming back to try to fight, and it's a little too far gone at that point. Right back into good post-plant positions.
So cool.
Look how they're actually, you see in the on the backside, the X-ray. They're trying to jump spot it, but Ye definitely feeling himself there, getting ahead of what's actually cleared. Ye's usually really good at that.
And once again, the round comes to a screeching halt. OpTic decide how they want to approach this. We mentioned the pick, the opener out from Surf.
The wall again.
It's early this time.
Yeah, I think they expected with the fact that the knife and the drone and everything was coming in at the same time. Trying to time it. Well, are you kidding me, man? That's a tilter.
It's whimsy. Seems like they want to double down on their efforts. Hey, the thing about that Sage Wall is it forces you to go around into this like 50 angle where you have to hard swing, and yeah, Cruz is just waiting for it, but Crashies from up top is able to trade it right back. Operator still in the hands of Surf, but OpTic, while unlikely, have a chance to fight back at this thing. It's going to have to fall on the leader for the green wall, and he's not able to do it. XERXIA, 2-round lead.
There can sometimes be 3 players behind you if you're not careful, as OpTic.
Scary, drops the ult. There's no wall here, like we've seen a couple times out from Cruz.
Look at how reactive that was. Obviously, we mentioned how he paused at the beginning of that, but just reactively placing it on the potential plant spots. But instead, OpTic walls over towards the left side, something that G2, who we're waiting for in the playoff stage, has been pioneering to get the plant down on the left side of the site.
Bro, the patience out from OpTic is just nuts right now.
I mean, they've been stopped, though.
Oh, but they've made it up to 410. They have their own ultimate that could drop down to help kind of at least counter a bit, create a bit more chaos on the side, and they aren't doing it.
I think they're trying to wait for the knife right now for Victor to potentially stop post-plant utility from falling on them when they do drop what they're talking about.
There's the knife. The nade. Still, patience at the helm. Finesse starts on the tap, decides to pause just for a moment to decapitate Cruz, and then continues on his way, but eventually falls. There's the ultimate that's being countered. Sushi Boy's now looking to go hunting. Scary falls from up top. He lands a shot, but that's all it's going to be, a 1v2. Marv not able to convert it in his own pit.
Wow.
As XERXIA, 2-round lead again.
Look at XERXIA, not wanting any possibilities of them doing that again.
I really like that, but my goodness, OpTic are ready for it. At least it seemed like they were, but the kills still go in favor of XERXIA. They drone through the smoke, or through the orb. Was that so hard? while 2 swing out from tube. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. And again, it's because OpTic has been leaning there so many times, and that type of play is potentially what's going to put them on that point here.
Certainly seems to be that way. A slight advantage, but an advantage nonetheless for XERXIA here in the 20th round of the opening map in this best of 3. And you see for OpTic, given some of the shenanigans that took place across the middle of the map, have to choose to slow down, reconsider how they want to approach this round. They have B-long control. And look, you can see it pinging on the minimap. They want to explore up to kitchen, but guess what? Sushi Boys, he's there. Oh, no. If he gets the timing right, this is going to be problematic. Fox. And Sushi Boy's going hunting. It doesn't get any easier than that, Ball. It really doesn't.
Spike down B.
All up to Crashies.
Standing ahead.
30 seconds to retrieve the spike, fall back into a position, but how do you even plant?
Yeah, you don't have a ton of options.
Nanoswarm could come in, Shock Darts as well in that position, but he gets it down and tries to cross, and that's the difficulty. Sushi Boys with the 4K, and XERXIA with map points.
Right, like perhaps OpTic just weren't having a good day, the whimsy, you know, all of those things, but XERXIA are putting together a very impressive first map. Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. XERXIA with the operator, a rare miss as he dashes back. Here they'll come through, push him off site. Viper's wall goes up, but have you accounted for Cruz? My goodness, you haven't! My goodness, you haven't!
You will not.
Cruz with 2 big ones, but the res drops, and perhaps that can be the opening that they
get him up.
need. Yeah, perhaps that can be it. Oh my gosh, if only he pulled the trigger in that moment.
He's up.
The round swings right back in favor of OpTic. Perhaps Sushi Boys with the lockdown can make something happen. Marv trying to hold fast. The nade should clear things out. That's pretty. 3v2, OpTic, Spike ticking away. XERXIA have to push forward to try to take the site back. Sushi Boys left alone. Position given away. Him against the world in a sense. Victor and Crashy's both weak, but Crashy's playing so far back. Has 2 shock darts to his name too. This is almost unwinnable here for Sushi Boys. Yeah, ain't nothing doing there.
No. And Marv's going to take the spike and go over towards it. Look at this, though. All the way away is where Sushi Boys is playing. He's got 2 mollies here to actually deny the plant for quite a while. One's up in nest, even.
Again, OpTic find themselves with a bit of site presence, of site control in A, and there's a slight delay on the plan. Oh my goodness, Sushi Boys got one with the nano?
That was a death trap.
Perhaps Crashies has better luck. The shock dart right to his forehead.
Can't commit to it again.
Au contraire, my friend is certainly going to try, and he succeeds. Yay, looking up in heaven, not understanding. There are 3 players with the operator. Surf, you mentioned he went a bit quiet. Wakes back up in that instance. Marv waiting for the flank, and he snaps onto Sushi's there? What is that?
Player standing.
Oh, Crashies.
This might be
Crashies alone in this 1v4 to keep it alive, and it's not going to happen. Surf gets 3. XERXIA get the defuse, and they take map 1, Bala.
That is crazy. I mean, that is a significant win here. Map 1, we're going to Ascent next, and XERXIA looks good, very good. And I'm not even going to go as far as to say that OpTic, didn't in that case. I thought that there were certain instances of that, and we've seen how their ice marks can be a little weak, but that was beautiful from XERXIA.
Yeah.